Hey guys, it is Q&A time again. Excuse me if I'm clearing my throat a lot. I've been having some allergy troubles. But anyway, going to start off by saying that someone did ask about my Les Paul. I am selling it. I know I've mentioned that before a couple times, and someone was wondering why I'm selling it. I already pretty much said why I'm selling it, like all the reasons why, in a video that I posted a week or two ago, labeled Gibson Les Paul Custom for Sale. So you can listen to what I say on there. I think I wrote the whole thing out in the description anyway. So if you're interested, check it out. So first question, I think it was actually the last question I just got from Reese. It is, do you ever or do you like, do I ever or do I like AC/DC? I listen to some AC/DC, but they're just one of those bands I've heard about 4 billion times, and other than maybe like some tracks you don't hear every now and then, I really don't listen to much. I do like, what the hell's that song? If You Want Blood, You Got It. Goddamn lawnmower. So that's a good song. I like, what the fuck's that other one? Touch Too Much is a good one. I like that one. Anthony asks if I like MXPX. They never really stood out to me personally. I think I've heard a couple songs over the years, but it's pretty just standard punk rock. I mean, unless they've changed recently, but I don't know. It doesn't really stand out for me. Robert asked if I've ever checked out Chapman guitars. I get this question every now and then. I follow Rob Chapman on YouTube, and so obviously I know his whole guitar line. Overall, I mean, they look nice. They look like nice guitars, but the only guitars from his line I'd even really consider getting myself is maybe one of his 7-strings, probably the Telly type one. The other ones, like the 6-string ones, are pretty nice, but I mean, there's something about all of them that I just don't love. Like his ML1 has that middle single coil pickup, and I hate middle single coil pickups because they always get in the way of my strumming. His ML2 is like the Les Paul type one, but it looks kind of ugly to me. I just don't like the way they look very much. And that's not just paint job or anything. I just feel like something's just weird about him. And then his ML3, which is like the Rob Chapman model, that one, it's pretty cool Telly type guitar. I do like that one, but it is like one of the more expensive ones. The Cap 10 is really cool. That one is like an HSH, I think. If it was just 2 humbuckers, I'd really like it, especially the all black version. And then there's a couple other models, but whatever. Let's see. If you could play live with any band, who would it be? I don't know. Maybe my own, hopefully, eventually, someday. That was from Sam. Cameron asks, what's your favorite Strat color apart from the orange Strat? I don't think I ever said the orange one was my favorite color. I know it's my favorite guitar, but I've always been really, really partial to the Inca Silver Strats. Not just because Tom DeLonge had an Inca Silver one, but just anytime I see a silver Strat, I just love it. I'm definitely gonna get a silver Strat one of these days. Let's see. Okay, that's a stupid question. Joel Moda says, what is a reasonable price to pay for a used yellow graffiti Tom DeLonge Strat? It really depends on the condition that it's in. They are really nice guitars when they're set up right and when they're working correctly, and there's nothing fucked up with them. I've spent anywhere up to like $700 on an actual like production model Tom DeLonge guitar, like one that was just the ones that they used to make. So I mean, anywhere up to 700, I'd say, is definitely reasonable. Anywhere above that is just people just trying to make money. I mean, if it was like a custom made one with like American made parts and all this stuff, then yeah, I could see it getting that high, or like a custom color. But for those ones that they made 10 plus years ago that were $525 brand new, I don't think like $900 and $1,000 for even ones in perfect condition. I just feel like it's a waste. So Nathan says, what international festival would you like to go to one day? I don't really go to festivals or anything like that, even around here. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just not really my thing, I would say. Give me one sec. Lucas asked if I'll ever do lessons again. I do them every now and then, but I mean, I'm sure most of you even notice I don't do a lot of covers anymore. I mean, it's hard to really to find the time to do covers, and lessons take even longer than covers do because I got to learn the song, I got to show you how to play the song. In most cases, I got to tab out the whole damn thing, which is pretty annoying. And I don't know, I mean, if, say, like a new Blink album came out, I'll definitely do that because it's just something I'm known for. But I mean, I've done almost the entire Blink discography for lessons. But unless it's a song that I'm really into or just really good timing and it's just something a little, like, really quick, unless it's something like that, I'm probably not going to do it. But I mean, it's not because they're the worst things in the world. It's so hard for me to find time. It just really is. I'm juggling like 4 different things right now at least. So I don't know. We'll see. All right. Ian says, I'm a beginning guitarist. I was going to get a Squire because I didn't want to spend too much at the moment. My friend then expressed his own opinion about Squires, saying he doesn't like the fretboards. What do I think about Squires? For a beginner guitar, it works completely fine. Because, especially these days, Squires are making some pretty nice guitars, for the money anyway. And, I mean, what if you end up realizing someday that, you know, it's not really your thing or something? So, I mean, at least you wouldn't have spent like $500+ on a guitar that you're not going to use again. So, I mean, as a first guitar, I think it's perfectly fine. It would be wise to get one from a store or something because you never know what you're going to get from an online store or something like that. So you can at least feel it and you can see how it is. You can get it set up in the store, stuff like that, so it plays really nice. So, I mean, I don't think it's a terrible idea, but, I mean, Squires, I mean, you get what you pay for for most guitars. So, I mean, yeah, they're definitely lower quality, but, I mean, they're not terrible. You could also go for, like, a used Mexican-made Fender guitar that you can find sometimes like $200-300, which isn't that much more than a new Squire anyway, so you could do something like that. Jaden says, I'm also looking for a vocalist for my band and I would like to know how I could find one. I know there's tons of there's different groups and stuff on Facebook for finding musicians in certain areas. I mean, you could do a search for something like that, put the word out. I mean, you can put out flyers, anything like that. I mean, luckily, the other people in my band know a lot of other different musicians, so it's a little easier that way. We're actually practicing with a singer right now, so hopefully everything with that works out. So, I mean, you just got to keep trying. It's taken us like 10 months almost to find a friggin' singer, but we finally found one that seems like he'll fit. So, I mean, you never know. It can be tough. Let's see. Let's see. Landon asks, I have an Epiphone DOT 335 and I want to change the pickups. I play mostly Blink type stuff. Which pickup would you recommend? I mean, I'd probably say a Dirty Fingers, Gibson Dirty Fingers. I mean, they are known to work pretty well in 335 type guitars. You could try an Invader. I tried one in my 335, but I didn't like it. Mainly just because my 335, like, it's really just tonally very dark. I mean, if yours, like, when you're just playing it like this, if it sounds like kind of on the brighter side, you could try an Invader because it has a lot of like lower frequencies and it's really bass heavy. So, I mean, if you got like already a muddy guitar, acoustically, it wouldn't really be the best idea. But, I mean, you could try either of those. You could try a Seymour Duncan JB. I mean, that one's kind of similar to a Dirty Fingers because it doesn't have a lot of bass frequency. I mean, it's got more mids and high end, I would say. So I would try one of those. Devin says, you've probably answered this before, but what do you pick? What pickup do you prefer, the Invader or the Dirty Fingers? It depends on the guitar. I mean, overall, I'd probably say the Dirty Fingers, though. I feel like it works better in more guitars. Timmy wants to know what my favorite Breaking Bad character was. I don't really know if I have a favorite character. I mean, the whole show was just great. I mean, I didn't really favor one person over the other. That's just how it was. I don't know. Sorry. Matthias asks, what bass guitar would you recommend for a beginner? I have a Squier Jaguar bass actually right there. It's a short scale, and it is a really nice bass for the money. I spent like $180 on it, and the thing plays really nice. It's not as long as your typical bass, which usually has a 34-inch scale length. That one only has a 30, so it's more like a guitar for scale length, and it's really fun to play. It's really nice. If you do want a full scale length, I mean, they make the Jaguar in a full scale. They make the Squier Jazz basses are really nice. What I like about the Jaguar and the Jazz bass over the Precision bass is the nut is a little smaller, so the neck itself is a bit smaller, and it's a lot easier on your hands. It's just easier to play. I mean, whenever I would play with a P bass neck, I mean, my hands would just kill afterwards. So I would try one of those. Sean asks, if the guys in Blink-182 flew you out to their private studio to play guitar on 5 songs with them, what 5 would I pick? I don't know. I don't know. Anything, really. I mean, Pathetic is a cool song. Going Away to College is a cool song. Rock Show. Easy Target's cool. So that's 4. And then I guess I'll go with I don't know, Natives. Natives is cool. But I don't know. There's a lot of fun songs. And any thoughts on Derek Whibley and him almost dying? Yeah, I think he's a jackass. I really just don't have any sympathy for someone that just nearly drinks himself to death. I mean, I don't drink, I never have, and I just feel like it's just really shitty. I mean, he's just such a dumbass. You know, he has no one to blame but himself, and I don't know. I mean, it's cool to see that he's been chatting with Dave Brown Sound again. Be cool if maybe he came back to the band or something. Maybe I'd actually check the band out again. But I don't know. I think I lost a lot of respect for him. Not that I had much for him anyway. I don't know. Tyler says, "What is the worst guitar you've ever had?" I mean, that first Squire Strat I had when I started wasn't very good. That's for sure. But it did what I needed it to do when I was 13. I had a guitar that I bought on eBay, and I had it for maybe like 2 days because I bought it and the guy never specified that there was a giant fucking dent like right here on the thing, and I filed a complaint and I'm just like, I want my refund, so I sent it back in like 2 days. I never actually played it or anything, so I don't know if it was any good, but that pissed me off pretty good. And basically, like any guitar with a Floyd Rose, I've had a couple of them, and for me personally, they're just like the worst things because they could be overcomplicated and they can really just screw up really easily, and I don't know, it's just really annoying. Like I had a Jackson Dinky for a while that sounded great, but that fucking Floyd Rose bridge was just so annoying. Let's see. Owen wants to know if I can do full covers with a Plus 44 album on guitar. I mean, people have asked me that before, and I mean, maybe it'll happen someday, but it's just such a boring guitar album. I mean, it's simple as that. It's a boring fucking guitar album. There's no cool riffs in almost the entire album. It's all just rhythm through like the whole thing, and it's just not very interesting. I mean, I don't know. I did like the whole thing on bass, and I mean, that wasn't bad, but overall, I mean, I don't know. I don't really see myself doing it, personally. I don't know. Sorry. And what else do I want to know? Do I prefer old Blink or new Blink? I guess somewhere in the middle. I mean, I really like the Take Off Your Pants and Jacket era and like the Untitled era. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with the newer stuff at all. I mean, I really liked Dogs Eating Dogs a lot, and Neighborhoods was pretty good, but I mean, I don't really care for Cheshire Cat that much, or Buddha. Dude Ranch is good, but I don't know. That's a stupid question. Barry says, have I ever heard of Teenage Bottle Rocket? Yes, I have. Have I ever actually listened to them? No. Let's see. What's the best and worst video game I've ever played? And this is from Jacob Donnelly. Best I've ever played, easily Chrono Trigger. I've got a lot of favorite video games, but that's definitely the best. I really like Super Mario RPG for Super Nintendo. And there's a ton other ones. But the worst game I've ever played, I had GameFly for a while. So, and I had my 360, and I would just try new games just for the hell of it. I would just kind of boost my my gamer score up there. And I played Aragon, the game that was like based on that movie, and it was just a steaming pile of dog shit. It was really bad. There was also another one I played. I'm pretty sure I still own it. It was called Enchanted Arms. I got a good amount into that game. I mean, it wasn't the worst I've ever played, but it was so fucking weird, and it was pretty bad. So, I don't know. One of those is definitely up there. Yeah, those are really the only ones that are really coming to mind. Sorry, I keep getting texts. Let's see. Sebastian says, what was my first guitar? It was a Squier Affinity Strat. It was Baltic Blue. Tony says, what's one thing in your life you wish you could change? Probably my job, because it sucks. But, I mean, I can change it. I just, for some reason, choose not to. Sam asks, what are my thoughts on fusion guitarists like Guthrie Govan and Tom Quayle? I've never actually listened to Tom Quayle. Name sounds familiar. I know Guthrie a good amount. I've seen some of his stuff, but I mean, like I said, I don't know Tom, but what's his name? Yeah, Tom. But Guthrie is amazing. Obviously, I like that he plays Sir guitars. They're really, really nice. But I mean, I don't listen to a lot of fusion, really. Jesus. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, he's very good. It's just not really my style. Ryan says Subway or Taco Bell, and why? I would say Subway because I like sandwiches more than tacos, but tacos really just make my ass just burn, and it hurts, and I always regret it. Josh asks, if there was another Pop Disaster tour with Blink and other bands, would you go? I guess it would really depend on the other bands. Not a whole lot. And it really depend if Blink just fucking mixed up their goddamn set list. They've been playing almost the entire same set list for the past, like, however long they've been reunited, like 5 years. They have not changed it very much, and it's pretty annoying. Let's see, do I like Billy Talent? I've never listened to him. Everyone asks me that. I never listened to him, I'm sorry. Nathan asks if I like Vox amps. I've never used one, personally. I'd like it if maybe they had more heads. They do a lot of combo amps. They don't have many different heads. I heard their Night Train head isn't that good. But I don't know, I've never used one. Sam asks if I've ever microwaved fire. I accidentally set something on fire in the microwave, so there's that. Joel says, what camera do I use? I don't know. I think it's a Canon PowerShot or something. I don't know. It's not that great. Daniel asks if I've ever thought about making my own kind of pickup. Not really. I mean, maybe sometime in the future. I mean, there's so many different pickups out there. I mean, I feel like it'd be hard to make one that's really different anyway. Did I ever race someone in a beard growing contest? No, because since I started growing a beard, I started growing a beard when I was like 16, and since then I've only shaved it completely off maybe like 3 times, and that's about it. So, not many chances. William wants to know what my favorite bare knuckle pickup is. Definitely the Juggernaut. That thing is amazing. I love that thing. What's the funniest stand-up special I've seen? Off the top of my head, Louis C.K. has a couple really funny ones. Oh My God was one of his newer ones. That was really, really funny. And Chewed Up is really good. I also really like Bill Burr a lot. I can't exactly remember the names of his, but I'm pretty sure he has a couple on Netflix that are really good. Harry wants to know how tall I am. Like 5'11". Where do I see myself in 5 years? I don't know. I tend not to think that far ahead. I kind of just live in the present. I mean, hopefully in a different job, hopefully making a lot more money, and hopefully just happy. That's all I really care about. If I could record an album with any band, which band would it be and why? I don't know. There's dozens of bands that I like recording with. I would really like to record with this guy that I mentioned a couple times. His name is, or his online name is Stemage, but his name is Grant Henry, and he just writes and comes up with just some of the coolest stuff I've ever heard. He created a Metroid Metal like 10 or so years ago, and I've been listening to it for maybe like 5 years or something, and I don't know, it's just, he does a really great job, and I feel like we have like a lot of similarities that are really, really cool. One of my favorite films, another one from Harry. The first one that always comes to mind is Superbad. I love that movie. I mean, I like Star Wars, all of those. Happy Gilmore was another really good one. I'd probably, if I had to say an all-time favorite, though, I'd probably say Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I really like that movie. Jim says, if you could have your own signature guitar made, what make would it be, and what features, pickups, etc. would I have? Honestly, I pretty much have my dream guitar already. It is, signature guitar. If I was going to make a signature guitar, it would pretty much just be like a Tom DeLonge signature. It really would. It would probably be either alder or swamp ash, something like that. Maybe I'd try a different type of wood. I do like ebony necks, or ebony fretboards. I would maybe try that. Not sure on the neck wood. And I would probably have, I don't know if I would have a single humbucker in the bridge or if I'd have two humbuckers. But I would definitely go with the bare knuckle juggernaut for a pickup. I do just the one volume knob. I don't care for tone knobs. But it would probably just be like an Inca Silver Strat, and that's pretty much it. I love Strats. I love that color. So that's probably about it. And what's my take on the PRS Archon amp? I mean, I've heard a couple clips from Misha Mansour on YouTube demoing the thing, and it definitely sounded great. I am kind of surprised it's not like $3,000. It's only like $1,800 or something like that. So that was a little surprising. I mean, it did sound good. I mean, if I had tons of money to throw around, I mean, I'd definitely try one. But I don't. Aram says, do you ever play live, or do you have any footage out? I mean, I played a couple times at like my school back in high school. I think I have a video or two on my YouTube. But since then, I've never actually played out. Maybe someday with the band I'm in right now, we'll finally get somewhere and do something. If that does happen, I'm hoping that someone will take video. I'll probably make, I don't know, a family member take video or something. I don't know. So we'll see. Sebastian says, what is best, Epiphone stock humbucker or Duncan designed humbuckers? I don't know, they're both pretty crappy, to be honest. You can pick up used pickups on eBay for pretty cheap. I mean, you could probably get like a decent Seymour Duncan for like $40 or $50 on eBay if you look hard enough. So I mean, I wouldn't even bother with either of those. I mean, if I bought an Epiphone or something and I planned on keeping it for a while, I would almost immediately change the pickups on it. So, and this might be the final question. Have I ever tried the JB Junior pickup? I haven't. From what I hear, it's exactly like the normal size JB humbucker, which is like the most widely used pickup in music, as far as I can tell. So I mean, it covers a lot of ground. It's good for a lot of different things, and they're in Strats all the time. So I mean, I feel like it'd be a good choice. Let me just make sure there was no more questions. Let's see. Yep, that's it. So, I mean, if I skipped your question, or I mean, I could have just missed one. I mean, there was a couple questions that were kind of stupid, but I might have just accidentally skipped one without realizing it. So, if I did that, sorry. I mean, I'll always answer questions on a daily basis, but I mean, granted, I only do these videos like once a month, so. If you have another question that you want me to answer in a video, you know how to leave me the questions in the Facebook post that I leave usually at the end of the month. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and if you have any more questions, I can definitely answer some more below right away, just in the comments or something, or on my Facebook. So that's about it. Buy this guitar. Buy. Yeah.